Tippy. You're showing everybody your new outfit? All right, buddy. You have some good taste. Good job.
Tippy, the little raccoon who taught me about strength and second chances.
Tippy is on a mission. Come over here and see. What you get into, my friend?
Sometimes, the strongest spirit comes from the smallest creatures. And this is the story of Tippy, a little raccoon full of courage after facing loss. I'll never forget that day I got a call from a kind stranger who spotted a tiny raccoon lying by the side of the road, right next to his mother, the poor mom who had been hit by a car and didn't make it. But miraculously, the little one was still breathing. When they brought him to me, wrapped in an old towel as if protecting a fragile treasure, my heart just sank. He was trembling, silent, with wide, scared eyes. He looked like a tiny bear cub, so small, so alone, too young to understand that his whole world had just fallen apart. I remember whispering, "You're safe now, little one," even though I wasn't sure what the future held for him or for me. I named him Tippy. I've spent years rescuing wildlife, healing, caring, trying to give injured souls a second chance. But with Tippy, something was different. He touched a part of me I didn't even know was broken. The first weeks were all about basics, keeping him warm, feeding him by hand, and always keeping him close. I'd place him in a soft hammock and stay up late watching his tiny chest rise and fall with every breath. He started to get stronger. After nursing, he'd curl up next to me, his little paws clutching my finger like I was his whole world, sitting there in the quiet house. I felt a peace I can't quite explain. But just when it seemed things were getting better, trouble came. Tippy started walking unsteadily. At first, I thought it was just clumsiness. He was so young, but it got worse. He couldn't keep his balance and fell often. I took him to the vet, and I'll never forget the look in their eyes. Tippy was diagnosed with cerebellar hypoplasia. His motor control brain hadn't developed properly. That meant he'd never move like a typical raccoon and couldn't survive in the wild. My heart broke all over again, but I didn't give up. Tippy stayed with me, and together we built a new life. Every morning, he wakes up in his cozy hammock, stretches, and waits for breakfast. Yes, he wears diapers, and he happily hops around the house like a little ball of joy. He digs through soft blankets, chases shadows on the floor, and bashes a toy ball as if fighting off imaginary enemies. And when he's truly happy, he jumps, spins around, like a wild spirit dancing just because he feels joy. We found our rhythm. Evenings are mommy and baby time. I hold him close, stroke his soft fur, and he snuggles in, closing his eyes, totally relaxed. He makes soft little sounds, trusting breaths, and in those moments, I feel like I'm holding all the kindness in the world. Tippy knows his name. He comes when I call. He senses when I'm down. Sometimes he just climbs into my lap, curls up, and breathes gently as if saying, "I'm here, I'm yours."
What are you doing, Tippy? Hi, baby. Hi, Happy.
He's not alone. Over time, I've adopted a few more raccoons each with their own story, their own wounds. Now Tippy has friends. They play, nap together, and sometimes I catch them grooming one another like siblings born from different storms, seeing wild souls, once broken, now loving and trusting well. It moves my heart in ways words can't.
There's Tippy down there. He's playing with his little friend. They're both disabled.
But Tippy's story is more than a rescue tale. It's a quiet reminder of something bigger. We see raccoons rummaging around homes and trash cans, and we often think of them as pests. But we don't see what pushed them there. Forests disappearing, meadows turning into parking lots, wilderness squeezed out. These animals are just trying to adapt to a world that no longer has room for them.
Hi, Tippy. Look who's waiting for me. Hi, buddy. Is that not the cutest vision inside of a car waiting for you? Hi, Tip.
Tippy shouldn't have been lying alone on that highway that day, but he was. And thanks to a stranger kind enough to stop, a little luck, and a whole lot of love, he lived. He's growing stronger, healthier, and he's teaching me more than I ever thought I could teach him. So if this story touches your heart even a little, please remember before blaming a wild animal for invading your space, consider that you might be living on the land that once belonged to them. And if you're thinking about bringing a wild or exotic pet into your home, please don't do it on a whim. Learn, research, ask those who've been there. These creatures deserve to be loved thoughtfully with patience, compassion, and unconditional love. And if Tippy's journey brings you hope, or even just a smile, I invite you to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more heartfelt stories. Thank you for listening. From me and Tippy, we're glad you're here.
He's on a mission. Tippy is on a mission. Let's come over here and see. What you getting into, my friend? What are you getting into, buddy? Yes, sweet boy.